Got a load of beetroot and some goat's curd from the market this morning and wanted to cook up something that rode the line between kind of summer and autumn. Goat's curd is basically a ricotta made with goat's milk. It's super delicious, super fresh, and great right now. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do yet, but did know I would probably want some soft cooked beetroot in the mix. I also knew it would take a good while to cook, so was keen to get it on early. I peeled and wedged up a couple of red beetroot, then popped them onto some foil. To give me just a few more options further down the line, I nestled in a head of garlic. My hope was that this would cook at the same rate as beetroot. I drizzled over oil, seasoned with salt and pepper, then wrapped everything up like a big parcel. When cooked in the oven like this, the foil helps the beetroot to steam in its own juices and not dry out. I knew I needed some form of starch to counter the earthy beetroot and creamy goat's curd, so I got a few nice potatoes on to boil. I'd think about how to make them a little bit more interesting later. It was at this point I started to dream up a warm salad, using the goat's curd as a sort of dressing with all the flavours of kind of like a borscht soup. No soup is complete without a bit of texture, so I grabbed the end of a rye bread and diced it up. To season the bread, I drizzled over Marmite. My thinking was it would contrast with the kind of sweet, earthy beetroot and provide a real hit of savoury flavour. I tossed with oil, then baked until crisp and golden. They tasted a bit like Twiglets in the best way possible. Once the potatoes were kind of semi-soft, I transferred the bag of beetroot onto a bigger tray, oiled it up, then added the spuds. My thinking was that they'd bake and go a little crisp and add more textures to the final salad. I was kind of inspired by those like viral smashed new potato salads. I got thinking about how to add a raw beetroot element to the salad and chose some candy beetroot. It has a slightly sweeter taste and looks pretty mad when cut into stripy strips like this. For the dressing, I beat the goat's curd with oil, salt, pepper and a splash of milk. It tasted great but did lack a bit of interest. It was at this point I clocked I had a head of softened garlic in the oven. Once the beetroot was ready, I pulled the bag off the tray and popped it open. I squeezed garlic into the goat's curd along with a touch of finely grated beetroot for a pop of pink. It tasted great. A warm, cheesy, garlicky dressing. What's not to like? To plate up, I spread the curd onto plates, topped with the beetroot, then drizzled over some super nice balsamic vinegar for balance. I nestled in the potatoes, topped with raw beetroot, finished with the rye bread croutons for crunch and a load of dill for a punch of grassy freshness.